it's about what we teach our kids in the future. And without teaching our kids in the future anything about their heritage, they won't know nothing about what their heritage was or what their past was. We'll all become eventually just one. And in some senses, what we spoke about earlier on is that the future where we actually become a part where we're all British, we're just all British, or we're all American, or we're all whatever the country is that you live in. Is that the future? Is that what we want?
Fungo.
This conversation has made me think and realise that, strangely, I lived with my mum my whole life. And obviously she's the Guyanese side of my heritage. However, even in her household, I would say I've probably more been raised Jamaican heritage than Guyanese. I've also been to Jamaica a few times. My dad made a point of taking me there. I know much more about Jamaica than I do about Guyana. My mum's taught me probably that she's from Georgetown. That's probably about it. Which most Guyanese people, when you speak to them, that's where they say they're from. It's mad. Yeah. So it's just making me think, I need to make a point that I learn about that side of my heritage more. And I would say to anyone else that's got mixed heritage, that you should make a point to do that. And if you have children, pass the knowledge that you find onto them.
Citrus.
Okay, so being black in this British land, and the Union Jack, there's a couple of things. I think, so something we did, we haven't spoken about this on the podcast, so I apologise for putting it in a roundup, but we did our ancestry DNA. And with the results, a high percentage of my lineage came from Ghana. Hence why Sully and I went to Ghana and went to have a look and see what was going on there, see the atrocities that took place during slavery and how black people were treated, and there's some quite daunting. There were some daunting practices that took place, like really, really daunting. And what was more interesting about these daunting practices, I just felt to myself that when I was looking at these spaces and these castles where slaves were processed, that our great, great, great grandparents walked through this hatch that took them to the new land, which was in the Americas or in the Caribbean. And standing there thinking, they've walked through this 400, 500, 600 years ago, 300 to 500 years ago, and I'm now returning back, looking at the same door or doorway that they went through, and it's to say, well, you know what, I want to be more in touch with what's going on in all of Africa, not necessarily just Ghana, because that was the processing center, as I said. But if any of us get a chance, any of you get a chance or the opportunity to, just take the trip. Get out there, take the trip. Being black and being British in Ghana, your whole mindset will explode.
Wow. Raymond.
I don't really have nothing to close on, really. I just think, like, going back to the thing of pride or whatever it was about the English flag, I don't have an affinity for it. I think the UK is heading for a dangerous place, or into a dangerous place. I'm not saying it's going to head into a race war, but it may go back a few years to where people were being chased down the streets and whatnot if people are not sensible. Nothing wrong with celebrating where you're from. So people that were on the march or have the flag outside their house, like, do your thing. But when you are linking it to extreme right-wing rhetoric, fascism, racism, that's when there's a major problem.
So really,
today was really intense, the podcast. As much as we had jovial moments, I would urge everyone to hear and take heed on it. You are Black British, whatever that means to you is down to you. As Citrus said, I believe there is a stream that most Black British identify with, and we swim in this stream. Don't ever forget where you came from. As Citrus said, we did a trip to Ghana and it was life-changing for me. It opened my eyes to so many things. Yes, I was aware of it. Yes, I read books about it. Yes, I watched TV programs about it. I went to school in the Caribbean. Yes, I knew about it. But to actually see it, smell it, and touch it, it's life-changing. What the Union Jack means to me and my household is it's the house we live in. Not necessarily our home, but it's our house we live in. And we respect it, we appreciate it, but home means something different to everyone.
Definitely interesting points from everyone around the room. I think my only take with the Union Jack, really and truthfully, I do still always attribute it to colonialism, unfortunately. I think there's a lot of connotations to the flag, but I think ultimately, and I side with Sorelli with this when I say people shouldn't feel that they can't be proud of where they're from, whether it's a Union Jack, whether it's the flag of St. George, whether it's a Jamaican flag, Nigerian flag, St. Lucian flag, Guyanese flag, whatever your flag you're proud of, you should be able to say, I'm proud to support that flag.